feel like every single person on this app right now is posting about how to change your life, the things that you should be doing in 2025, blah, 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 blah. But as a hypnotherapist and as a brain training specialist, I'm here to tell you that if you do not have these 3 mindset shifts in place, it's gonna be so much harder to make the changes that you actually want. I'm not gonna tell you what changes to make, that is up to you. But these are the things you need to do in order to release the resistance and release the self-sabotage that causes 80% of people to quit on their resolutions by February. So get yourself a notebook, you're gonna wanna write this down, get yourself some water or some coffee, and let's get into it. Number 1 is regulating your nervous system, reducing your stress and showing your brain that you're actually safe, because so many of us are living in this frantic, chronic stress state. And the problem is that when we are stressed, we are in fight or flight mode. Our brains are in survival. And in this survival state, our brains are literally programmed to fear newness. But when you start to show your brain that you're safe and you calm yourself down, you actually have more capacity for problem solving skills, for motivation, for your ability to try new things and not freak out at the sight of them. So before you do anything drastic, relax your mind and body regularly, even if it's just setting a timer and taking deep breaths for 5 minutes or 1 minute, or going for a walk and listening to calm music, right? That's number 1. Number 2 is believing in yourself, believing that you are worthy of living the life that you want, believing that you are good enough to work toward your goals. We can start our year writing out a huge list of goals, or we can make a vision board, but if we don't feel like we have any self-worth, or if we don't feel like we are good enough, our brains are gonna keep us from taking action. Because if you don't feel good enough, you're not gonna put yourself out there, you're not gonna take risks, you're not gonna try new things, you're not going to be open to trying and failing, you're not gonna advocate for yourself, right? We need to trust that we're worthy of it. So simple ways that you can do this could be celebrating your small wins. Every single night, write down 3 things that you did well in your day. Or think about the inner strengths that you have available to you that got you through a challenge that you just experienced. Reduce your negative self-talk. Instead of saying, I'm a failure, say, I am learning, I am growing. Encourage yourself like you are a little kid that's learning how to tie your shoes for the first time. The key is to be your own brain's hype friend. And number 3, perhaps the most important, it's essential that we believe that it's possible for us to change. If we don't think something's possible, our brains are going to keep us from even trying. Back before the 1950s, they literally thought it was impossible for humans to run under a 4-minute mile. And then in 1954, someone named Roger Bannister did it. He ran just under a 4-minute mile. He broke that record. And then a month later, another guy did it. And a year after that, 3 people broke that barrier in the same race. And the reason why all of these people could do it all of a sudden wasn't because their bodies changed. It was that they saw that it was possible. They could imagine themselves doing it, and then it happened for them. And this isn't magic. It's not that if you visualize something, it's guaranteed to happen exactly how you're picturing it, but trusting to your core that it is in your realm of possibility in this lifetime is really, really important. And it's gonna make it so much easier for you to get there. So to show yourself that it's possible, a couple things that you can do. Start following people on social media who have that life that you want, who are doing the things that you want to do. Talk to people in your actual life who you know who have these habits or who've reached these goals. And every single day, use your imagination, close your eyes or in a journal, imagine that you've reached that goal for yourself. Our brains don't know the difference between imagination and reality. So when you visualize it, when you write it out in a journal in the present tense as though it's happening, or if you close your eyes and you go through the experience and focus on the sights, the sounds, the smells, the tastes, the sensations, the emotions of what it's like to reach that goal or to have that lifestyle or have that habit, your brain is processing that you've already done it. It's processing that you're capable of it. That's gonna release so much of the resistance that's holding you back. So regardless of the kind of changes you're trying to make, these 3 factors always come into play. You've got to regulate your nervous system and feel safe. You've got to believe in yourself, believe in your self-worth, and you have to believe that it's possible for you to change. It's possible for you to live that life. I know that this is easier said than done. I know that changing your mind and changing your brain takes time and practice. That's my whole job as a brain training specialist and a hypnotherapist. I help people change their brains so that they can change their lives and like more of their lives. This is something you can do on your own, but if you want some structure and some guidance in moving through these 3 steps, in really releasing the blocks that are keeping you feeling stuck. My 6-week course, Hypnotic Empowerment, brings you through all of these steps to learn really tangible tools to reduce your stress in the moment, to build your confidence, to celebrate yourself more, to reprogram your limiting beliefs, to visualize your goals and figure out what your goals even are and boost your motivation to help you get there. I take you through the whole thing step by step in the course. There's video lessons, there's guided hypnosis recordings, there's daily brain training practices, there's journaling prompts, and it's really designed to help you expedite and speed up the changes that you want so that you aren't holding yourself back and you can actually like your life along the way. The course is currently 70% off through the month of January. You can find it at the link in my bio. And I just want to say that I believe in you. You are so capable of living the life that you want. So drop in the comments the transformations that you are working towards this year. Let's start practicing what it's like to celebrate ourselves and each other, and make sure to follow me for more.